Good morning, everyone. It's Makeda, Voletta, also known as the Body Scientist. I was just doing this IG Live and somebody called me on Instagram video and ruined the video because every single time I get a phone call, it ruins the sound on the IG Live. So if you're watching this video, if you ever call me on IG video, I'm blocking you because I am so upset because I'm very pressed for time and I was really trying to get this video done in a little bit of time that I had. So I'm going to try to get this done in 5 minutes. I might have to do a part 2 of this video because I have to go. Okay. But if to everybody out there in IG land, do not ever call me on video chat or anything like that. Okay. Don't do that. I don't know you. Don't do it. Okay. It just completely ruined my video. So I'm going to kind of run through this really quickly. Okay. In case you don't know me, I have a background in exercise and sports science. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I'm a sports nutritionist. So I study sports performance. That's my specialty. Okay. As a sports nutritionist, we deal with performance. As a strength and conditioning coach, we deal with performance. Okay. And so I want to speak really quickly about energy drinks. I'm going to say, a lot of people are unaware of the fact that plenty of people have been killed from consuming energy drinks. Okay, they're really, really dangerous. And I always, and I'm not anti-caffeine. I have a video that I did where I talk about caffeine. Okay, if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I think that when caffeine is consumed in its natural state, in the form of yerba mate, in the form of green tea, black tea, and also coffee, it has other cofactors in it that help control it. I really don't believe in, when people talk about processed foods, when you have something like protein powder, where it is a whole bunch of, I hate when I feel rushed because I'm like trying to get all this out really quickly. So protein powder, you have all this protein and no fat and a whole bunch of chemicals, but in nature, you would never be able to get that much protein without it being accompanied by fat, okay, at all. If you eat meat, there's protein and there's fat. If you eat eggs, there's protein and there's fat. If you consume dairy, there's protein and there's fat. Every food that's high in protein is also high in fat. And protein needs fat to be digested properly, okay? So consuming a bunch of protein with no fat can cause serious vitamin A deficiencies. And then there's a whole lot of other issues of protein powder that I talk about in another video that I have. But like if I'm going to consume a protein shake, I'll take some raw milk, some fruit, some yogurt, maybe an egg yolk. That's how I make my protein shakes. I do not use protein powders. They're very toxic. If I want to hydrate, I consume coconut water, watermelon juice, because it has the perfect balance of electrolytes. Dehydration is not just about water. It's about electrolytes. It's about your balance of sodium and potassium, carbohydrates. If you go to the hospital for dehydration, they do not give you water, okay? Drinking too much water can actually dehydrate you. I have a video as well on hydration that you can check out on my YouTube page, Body Scientist 81, because a lot of people do not understand hydration. So with these energy drinks, there's way more caffeine in them than there is in even a cup of coffee, okay? And a lot of people are addicted to them because like a lot of things that the food industry makes, they put all these chemicals in it to addict people, okay? So you got people drinking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 energy drinks a day. Super dangerous and has killed many people, has killed a lot of young people. I've heard some people say you shouldn't do that when you're older because when you're older, your body can't bounce back like that. But I would say you should not do it when you're younger either, because when you're young, you're in your developmental years and stages, and you don't want to not make it to your older years because you're poisoning yourself when you were younger, okay? So you should never ever be consuming poisonous foods, young or old, okay? Being older, saying that someone shouldn't consume it because older, you shouldn't consume it when you're younger because you're in your developmental stages when you're younger, okay? And hold on, there are, so I love seeing the people that are writing certain comments. I'm gonna make sure I block you when I'm done. Okay, so it's recommended that adults should not consume more than 400 milligrams of caffeine throughout the day. And consuming these energy drinks, you can definitely, some of them have is like anywhere from 80 to 200 milligrams of caffeine, depending on the size that you're getting. And a lot of people are drinking several of them, and too much caffeine can cause issues with your blood pressure. It can cause irregular heartbeats. It's seriously dehydrating, okay? Caffeine and alcohol are seriously dehydrating. And that can cause heart arrhythmia and cardiac arrhythmia and palpitations. It can harden, too much caffeine can harden your arteries and lead to strokes. And then, of course, sleep disturbances, which if you can't sleep properly, you can't recover. Sleep is really important to be able to recover. So you don't want to be drinking so much caffeine that you're not getting enough sleep. It should not be a substitute for sleep, right? And then there's tons of sugar in these energy drinks, like a lot of it. And the combination of a high level of caffeine and a high level of sugar is super detrimental when you combine those two, okay? Then a lot of these energy drinks also have taurine in it. And taurine is an amino acid that amplifies the effect of caffeine, okay? So the taurine makes the caffeine more potent. Then a lot of them have guarana, which is an herb from Brazil, okay? And this guarana has 2 times the amount of caffeine in each seed, 2 times as amount of caffeine as coffee in coffee beans. So guarana beans have 2 times more caffeine than coffee beans, okay? That is often put into the energy drinks as well. Then you have tons of fake vitamins, okay? So you have all these fake B vitamins. And I always tell people, do not consume fake vitamins. They're not the same as the real thing, and they have different effects on the body. So there's all these fake B vitamins. And B vitamins are really important for testosterone production, for the generation of red blood cells, for cell repair and the function of the nervous system. And sometimes one can of an energy drink can have up to 2,000 times the amount of B vitamins recommended in a day, okay? Too much ginseng can also cause a rapid heartbeat, and that is often in those energy drinks too. None of this has been regulated. I have videos where I talk about how, the FDA and these FDA approvals don't mean anything, okay? So many things that are toxic and poison get approved. So that's why it's important to be educated, understand what you're consuming, and know how to evaluate things, and not worry, not think just because it's on a shelf that it's safe, okay? Because so many young people have died. A lot of young people, especially athletes, are dying consuming too much energy drinks, and not just combining with alcohol, but just in general. Because a lot of athletes are consuming it like it's Gatorade, which is also poison, and they're drinking several of them and dropping dead. Caffeine can be a central nervous system stimulant, right? It is, but you don't want to be consuming that and then going and doing a really intense workout, and then it dehydrates you. Your heart is doing too much. Now you're working out hard. The combination is a disaster, right? Also, the artificial sugar, some of them have artificial sugars in it, which also have a bunch of problems, okay? They're linked to all kinds of metabolic disorders and diabetes. Then sodium benzoate, which is in a lot of things, not just the energy drinks. It's in soda. It's in a lot of stuff that people consume. And sodium benzoate is associated with increased inflammation, oxidative stress, which makes the cells age faster. Also, increased sensitivity to allergies, and it leads to cancer for sure. And in 2011, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommended that kids never, ever, ever, ever consume, kids and teens never, ever, ever consume energy drinks for any reason. Lithuania banned it for people under 18, and the European Union, I don't know if they banned it for people under 18, but they tried to. There are a lot of countries who have spoken up about that. And it's especially risky for young people that have diabetes, ADHD, and any kind of heart condition, okay? So there have been tens of thousands of people being hospitalized every year, tens of thousands of people dying every year, young and old, but especially a lot of young people consuming these energy drinks, all right? So I have to go. I got out everything really quickly, and if there's something that I didn't address, I will do a part 2. But stay away from the energy drinks at all costs. It is poison, poison, poison. If you need caffeine, consume some coffee, some tea, some green tea, yerba mate, black tea. Check out my video on caffeine where I get more in depth about that, and check out my video on hydration. Because hydration is not just about drinking water, and hydration is really, really, really important, because dehydration can kill you too, okay? Have a good day, people. I hope you learned something. Bye. Stay healthy.